Yo, what is going on, guys? Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on the Arrowverse as a whole. And for today's video, we've got some crazy news about one particular character returning to the Arrowverse for multiple episodes through different Arrowverse shows. That obviously being, as you guys can see from the title of this video, John Diggle. So for this video, I will once again be going over this article by Deadline, and I'll basically break everything down bit by bit. But before I go over anything, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse content coming your way. So a couple of months ago, we obviously had the Arrow series finale, and in that episode, they were able to wrap up all the characters' storylines as best as they possibly could. Now, although they did wrap certain characters up, they still made it that some of these characters could still return in the near future as like a guest starring appearance in future Arrowverse episodes. Now, one of these characters in particular is obviously none other than John Diggle, aka Spartan, or shall we now say, aka Green Lantern. And in the Arrow series finale, we obviously found out that John Diggle and his family were moving to Metropolis since Lila had some sort of promotion over there. However, when Diggle later on was getting ready to move to Metropolis and he was like packing stuff up, we obviously had this meteor-like ship crashing into the very location Diggle was at. And as Diggle explored the crash site, he discovers this box, and as Diggle opens it, we see that it's this huge bright green glow. Now that obviously being the Green Lantern ring. And I still can't get over that moment, because obviously this Diggle Green Lantern thing started off as just a fan theory, and the fact that they actually made that an actual thing for John Diggle was pretty sick. Like, who would have ever thought that we would see John Diggle actually become Green Lantern on the show? Now, in terms of the future of this character outside the Arrow series finale, we really had no idea what he would do or when he would appear. We knew that Diggle would obviously be returning sometime, and that was due to the teaser David Ramsey gave a couple of months ago, saying that there would be news coming in regards to his character and what he will be doing next. So we were obviously speculating that he would either appear in an episode of like Superman and Lois, since he would literally be in Metropolis, or he would appear as Green Lantern in like the next crossover or something along those lines. However, we finally got some answers to all of this, and oh boy, is it awesome. So I'll read over this article from Deadline, and then I will do a full breakdown on everything we found out about John Diggle's Green Lantern's return, and I will give you guys my overall thoughts on all of this as well. And I will link the Deadline article in the description down below, just in case you guys want to check it out by yourselves as well. So the article starts off, exclusive. David Ramsey, aka John Diggle, will be busy both behind and in front of camera for the CW. Ramsey, who most recently starred in Arrow as John Diggle / Spartan, will return to direct 5 episodes in the DC universe, including the new series Superman and Lois and Supergirl. Additionally, Ramsey will guest star in 5 episodes across the Arrowverse, returning as a fan favorite John Diggle in Superman and Lois, Supergirl, The Flash, and Batwoman, alongside with a mystery role in DC's Legends of Tomorrow, which is being kept under wraps. Ramsey made his directorial debut on Arrow in 2018 and directed the second episode during the series' final season. In the series finale of Arrow, Ramsey's John Diggle moved to Metropolis after finding an emerald ring, presumably the power ring worn by a Green Lantern in the pages of DC Comics. There has been speculation that Diggle might return at some point as the Green Lantern, so stay tuned. And then they leave off with a comment in regards to what David Ramsey said in regards to all of this, so I will obviously say that. So David Ramsey says, I remain in awe of the imprint these shows have had on television, and I've been blessed for the better part of a decade to be part of them both in front and behind the camera, said Ramsey. To say I'm beyond belief to return to the Berlantiverse would be an understatement. I can't wait to continue telling these stories. Okay, so there are a couple of things to discuss in regards to all of this, and it is very interesting. So we have found out that David Ramsey would not only return for episodes across the Arrowverse, but would also direct some episodes as well. So obviously we have seen David Ramsey direct 2 episodes so far, one in like Arrow season 6, I believe, and then the other one during the Arrow series season finale, which is Arrow season 8. So it's cool to see the fact that he's still part of the Arrowverse in terms of being a director behind camera for all of these shows. So I can't wait to see what he will bring to these Arrowverse shows that he will be directing in the future. But probably the best news out of all is the fact that John Diggle will be guest starring in 5 different episodes across the Arrowverse, one being an episode of The Flash, the other being episodes of Supergirl, Superman and Lois, Batwoman, and Legends of Tomorrow. So this is just great. They obviously left the doors open for Diggle to return in the future, but now knowing that he's a Green Lantern, this just gets me very, very excited. Now, from what this article is saying over here, this leads me to believe that in 4 of these shows, he's only to return as John Diggle, and he's someone who will like help around in different situations with these different characters across these different shows as only John Diggle. However, we could get like a couple of Green Lantern references here and there in regards to maybe his like origin story or something like that. I know there was something saying that he would be following the same origin as Kyle Rayner's Green Lantern, that he would be like the only Green Lantern left, something like that. So we could get to see that origin story of Green Lantern John Diggle, and maybe we could get an explanation to see what he's been up to since he got that Green Lantern ring during the Arrow series finale. Just these like, slight little references, maybe even properly suited up as Green Lantern, but from what this article is saying over here, I doubt it. Obviously we could still see it, but I will explain why we may not see John Diggle return as Green Lantern for 4 of these shows, and then in the 5th one he will. So as you guys can see over here, this isn't just it. We also found out that he would be returning as a mystery character for Legends of Tomorrow. And surprise, surprise, we obviously knew who he was returning as, and that's obviously Green Lantern. Now, out of all of these shows, I'm wondering why he's returning as Green Lantern on Legends of Tomorrow over the other shows, because it would be really cool to see like Green Lantern and the Flash team up, or like Superman and Green Lantern team up, Supergirl or Green Lantern team up. Those would be really, really cool team ups. So I'm sat here wondering why it's just Legends of Tomorrow that he may be returning as Green Lantern. Now, obviously, he could still return as Green Lantern for these other shows as well. That's obviously still a possibility. From how Deadline worded this, it sounds like he will only be returning as Green Lantern on Legends of Tomorrow, because it does say that he would be having like this mystery role in Legends of Tomorrow, and they didn't really comment anything in regards to the other shows. So maybe he would just be Green Lantern for Legends of Tomorrow. That's what I just think. But I'm pretty sure he should still be like suited up as Green Lantern for the other shows as well. However, since Legends of Tomorrow season 6 will be heavily alien related, and since John Diggle's Green Lantern would now be aware of some like alien whereabouts, maybe that's why he appears as Green Lantern on Legends of Tomorrow and maybe not the other shows. But regardless, this is all very, very exciting news, and I can't wait to see John Diggle's return into the Arrowverse. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys think about all of this. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.